170 preliminary action on YouTube and Facebook. Ron Kruk and Gilbert Melendez with you from beautiful Vail, Colorado. Action begins in the middleweight division with the son of an MMA legend, Austin Waterman, tangling with Chaz Polson. Tail of the tape powered by Rhyme. Waterman is 29 and Polson 1 year younger. Both athletes made weight, and Waterman is 2 inches taller and 2.5 inches longer in the arms. To kick off the action here in the high country, here's the voice of the LFA Octagon, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on LFA's Facebook and YouTube pages for LFA 170 preliminary action. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This grappler stands 6 foot tall, weighed in 184.8 pounds. Tonight, he's making his professional debut, representing Trials MMA. Fighting out of Windsor, Colorado, Chaz Polson. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a grappler standing 6'2", weighed in 185 pounds. Tonight, he is also making his professional debut. Representing Top Notch Sports Academy, fighting out of Greeley, Colorado, Austin Waterman. This bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA middleweight division, brought to you tonight by Rhyme Restaurant. Build with the local in mind. Rhyme is redefining dining in Vail. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee in charge of the action, Joe Coca.
Fighters, you've been given your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourselves at all times and obey my commands at all times. I expect a clean, fair fight. Touch gloves now if you'd like.
2 men making their professional debuts. 29-year-old Austin Waterman, the son of Ron Waterman, the UFC and WEC star, and Chaz Polson. He, too, is making his pro debut after an undefeated amateur career. Polson, the former University of Wyoming wrestler.
For a first pro fight, both these guys got great pedigree. Waterman coming from a professional background with his father being a UFC fighter, and Polson, a high-level NCAA wrestler. This is huge for their first professional fights.
Absolutely. The fact that this is a preliminary fight will just describe how huge and stacked this LFA 170 card is from Vail, Colorado. Now the wrestler Polson looking for the first takedown of the evening. Waterman fighting it off.
I'll say Polson got the takedown, but Waterman did a great job of bouncing back to his feet. You know, those are one of the questions you want to ask these bigger fighters. If they get taken down, can they get back up? And Waterman showed he knows how to get back up, gives him a striking chance against the wrestler.
Great point.
I love how immediately both these individuals took the center of the LFA octagon and started exchanging punches. You know, I love when you see wrestlers or grapplers punch and fight on their feet.
Waterman made his amateur debut in August of 2022, won via rear naked choke in just 53 seconds. Polson debuted in 2021. Has 2 victories as an amateur, 1 by submission and 1 decision. Now they clinch up and exchange knees, and nice shots from Polson on the break. Backing Waterman up.
Really exciting work by both individuals. Waterman landing a big punch. Polson with the spinning elbow at the same time.
And the wrestler letting his fist fly a bit. Oh, nice hook from Polson, with Waterman firing back.
What a fight. These two are getting at it. Collar ties, exchanging punches a la Don Fry.
Oh, I love it. What a fight to kick off LFA 170, the preliminary action here in Vail, Colorado.
You know, Ron, you said what a fight. Sometimes these mixed martial arts fights turn into like a match. This right here is a fight. They are fighting, exchanging, trying to figure out who the better individual is, not letting time expire.
Yeah, good old-fashioned technical street fight.
That's right.
So we're coming up on the midway point of round number 1. And again, Polson landing some shots, having success with that jab.
With tons of action for 2.5 minutes.
It's crazy.
Both guys letting their hands fly, looking for the opportunity to get the takedown.
Oh, Another stinging jab finds its mark from Polson. Little cut under the right eye of Waterman now.
Yeah, this is turning into a dogfight, Ron. I believe it's going to come down to the better conditioning unless someone gets rocked or knocked out in the process, because these guys have some whiskers. They're showing it.
Incredible for two wrestlers. Waterman is a former Colorado State champion wrestler. And of course, his dad, UFC vet Ron Waterman, was a big-time wrestler as well. Waterman fought in the UFC, Pride, WEC. So good to see H2O.
I love it. Huge combination for Polson. Pushing Waterman back to the cage. Waterman responds.
Waterman getting some shine too. He comes in as Tapology's #1 ranked amateur middleweight in Colorado.
Here we go. Here we go.
What a stand-up war. Polson, very impressed with the wrestler. How throwing in volume, Gil, finding its target, getting through the guard, and continuing to back Waterman up.
Yeah, finding success is Polson in the striking, pressing forward. Waterman showing some whiskers though, still in this fight. I like how Polson sometimes is ending with the tight clinch with some knees, elbows, and with the big kick. Huge barrage by Polson. Let's see if Waterman answers back.
Got a nice uppercut through in the clinch.
Very true, but that was a lot of energy expended by Polson. You know, if Waterman did take too much damage, now it's his turn to press forward.
Oh, just misses. Swinging for the fences, looking to end this fight in the first round, but with Waterman on the back of Polson. Looks like we're gonna have a second round fight, fans.
That was a great, exciting first round.
Back and forth action, pretty much all on the feet for two wrestlers. And Gil, there were a lot of highlights.
Yeah, both guys taking the center of the octagon, exchanging punches. Polson straight down the pipe with some great tie clinch, ending with the kick, punches and bunches. Waterman with a very good left hook, followed by overhand rights. Some great MMA exchanges, but later in the round, you can see Polson kind of pushing forward and winning that last 30 seconds with just volume. But Waterman and Polson showing some great whiskers out there. Again, look at these exchanges and setting the tempo here. And elevation, these guys don't look tired. What's going on here?
Well, you got a guy from Windsor, Colorado and Greeley, Colorado. So a little bit of the flatlands out there on the eastern side of the state, but they know what they're doing.
When you say flat, does that mean 5,000?
But yeah, we're not talking San Francisco, my man. Gonna be something to keep an eye on all night. We are well above 8,000 feet above sea level here in Vail, Colorado. LFA 170 preliminary action continues, and now with that shot from Polson, blood is streaming from the nose of Austin Waterman.
Both guys taking their time and filling each other out this round, shaking it out, trying to get their legs back under them. They expended a tremendous amount of energy.
Of course, our stat man, AJ Pacheco, said Greeley's elevation is 4,700. There
4,700. My goodness.
He knows it all.
AJ's great, huh?
100%. GWP production crew getting it done, as always, here in Vail. Man. Polson has been able to pick Waterman apart. The jab, he was having a lot of success with, Gil.
Yeah, I think both of these guys are having, but the volume as well. The volume and just kind of getting his confidence and just gritting it out, just feeling the momentum and just running with it.
Fires back. Two big middleweights making their pro debuts. Chaz Polson described his fighting style as funky grappling. Blue belt and BJJ. played football at Valor High School down in Highlands Ranch, where he was a 4-time state champ, blocked for Christian McCaffrey. That's how tough he is. He was also a wrestler. He was the team captain, and he finished runner-up at state his senior year. Waterman, Valor's one of the top high schools, so that means a lot.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. I'm a specialist in just mixed martial arts, so forgive me for not knowing other sports as well. Waterman, though, Waterman really initiating the striking action right here. Big barrage of punches, but Polson answering, pushing forward and ending in that tie clinch is always, just always finishing the combinations is Polson in this fight. Always the last to land punches.
Great insight. Oh! Beautiful combination from Waterman. And now some blood coming from the nose of Polson.
I love when Polson gets upset when he gets hit. He can't help it, but he's mad that you can just see
he was
I'm gonna answer back, and he gets pissed off. And I love it. Again, like we said at this first round, we know these guys were emptying the tank, pushing it hard. I don't think this is elevation. I think they just put their pedal to the metal and they just started pushing the pace, and here we are. Both guys trying to be as technical as possible, but when you expand that much energy, it's hard to be as sharp. There's a little bit of mistakes. Your hands are down. Beautiful takedown by Polson. Changes the tempo of the match.
First one of the evening for Polson. Let's see what he can do. Plenty of time, just under 2 minutes.
He falls in the mount position here, 3/4 / mount position here, using that forearm to keep Waterman's head down. Maybe he looks for the armbar here, or he holds the position over submission and continues to land some vicious ground and pound.
One win as an amateur via rear naked choke.
He's looking for that arm. Oh, look at that head and arm attempt from the mount position. Does not work and gives his back up in the process. Polson goes for the RNC.
Looking for a second, lets it go. Waterman needs to get out of this position.
He's in trouble, Ron. He's flattening out, not building his base right here. He needs to get to his knees.
Oh, and there's the rear naked choke, and there is the tap out. Over and out. What a performance from Chaz Polson, the 28-year-old from Highlands Ranch, now training at Trials MMA with former IFL and UFC fighter Ryan Schultz. Man, big smile from Polson.
Polson did a great job of using his strikes, even though he's a wrestler. And more than anything, he just showed he loves to fight. He wants to be in a cage. He's willing to take some to give some. This guy's a fighter, and as his skills improve, he's just going to become that much more dangerous. Now here was a big moment in this first round where he gets the takedown. Oh, this is the final round here where he gets the takedown, pursues to the mount, holds the position very well, starts landing some good punches. At the same time, looking for the choke. I believe he was even thinking armbar. But as Waterman rotated from him, giving his back to the mount, he had no more in him. Chaz Polson with the beautiful rear naked choke finish. And Waterman with a very strong performance as well.
100%, he will be back. He looked like he was gassed in that second round, and then once he was taken down, had no answer. But these are two high-level middleweights here in the LFA, and I'm sure we will see them both again. Let's now get the official time. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Joe Coca, calls a stop to this fight. 3 minutes, 52 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner by tap out due to rear naked choke, Chaz Polson.
Welcome to the LFA, Chaz Polson, successful pro debut. Got to give him a shout out. He works for a roofing company, Colorado Native Roofing, says it's the best damn roofing company in the state, so I can't argue. Looks pretty good too inside the cage, training at Trials MMA, the former University of Wyoming wrestler, successful pro and LFA debut. Well, if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Get to UFCFightPass.com. You will not want to miss tonight's main card, LFA 170. And a matchup at 170 in the main event. Colorado's own, originally from Bosnia, Harris Talunzik, tangles with LFA newcomer who got a very impressive victory in his debut. Originally from Romania, now fighting out of Miami, Florida, Daniel Frunza.
I'm Harris Talunzik, and I'm going to be fighting in the main event tonight at LFA 170. My family and I are originally from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the reason we left was the collapse of the Yugoslav Republic brought into it civil war in the Balkan region. The war ended up being an ethnic cleansing against Muslims, so in order to avoid persecution or death to my family, we had no other choice but to flee as refugees.
Fighting out of Inglewood, Colorado, by way of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Every time I walk into the cage, the first things that pop into my head is, why am I here? Why am I doing this? My why is first and foremost my family. Of course, I'm here to represent my country. That's the second most important thing to me. Every time I walk into that cage, I wear the flag and I represent our country. We come from a small country, and there's not a lot of us out there doing a lot of big things. So those of us who are, we stick together and we're trying to just put us on the biggest platform possible.
All for your winner by unanimous decision.
I've only ever lost here in Vail, Colorado as the main event. So I have a personal vendetta against myself and what happened, and I want to redeem myself.
Talunzik's gonna get this time. There is the jab! Over and out!
There's a lot of Bosnian kids like myself who probably think they have no chance, and when they see me tonight winning, they're gonna know they can do this too. It's not just me. I'm not special. I'm human just like them, and if you believe in yourself, you can do it too.
Fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Romania.
Hello fight fans, my name is Daniel Frunza. I'm gonna fight in the LFA main event, LFA 170 in Vail, Colorado. I was born and raised in Romania, in a little village. It's a small little place in the middle of nowhere. I felt like I was not belonging there. Us Romanians, we have a very rich culture in fighting. I said that's what I'm gonna do. Somehow I'll become a fighter. I didn't know what fighter, kickboxer, boxer, MMA, judo, wrestling, whatever. But my dream is to make it to the big stage.
Oh my gosh! Daniel Frunza with a KO victory in round number 1.
Nah, that was the biggest experience that I've ever had in combat sport for sure. 3.5 minutes in, I put the #1 guy in LFA away. KO.
Daniel Frunza!
Representing my country in a main event in the biggest organization in the US, for me is just, this is history. This is sports history. This is MMA history for my country.
Matchup. A huge matchup in the LFA welterweight division. Harris Talunzik and Daniel Frunza. That should be a huge main event going down here in Vail, Colorado. Gil, really on paper, could be a classic striker versus grappler. Harris Talunzik, the wrestler, comes in with 3 victories by way of submission, all 3 by rear naked chokes. Got a very solid wrestling pedigree, but he's also 25-0 in jiu-jitsu competitions.
Yeah, Harris Talunzik specializes in wrestling, and that's really what got him here to this LFA main event. And though he's a wrestler, he does have some very good striking. With the 75.5-inch reach, that's pretty tall and long and lanky for the 170-pound division. With improved striking, that means he's going to be able to set up his takedowns more. Now, he can strike with the Romanian Frunza, but his best bet is to get it to the mat. So he needs to get some respect on his feet and get the takedown when he sees the opportunity.
That could be a dangerous game plan to stand and trade with the knockout artist Daniel Frunza. 6 knockouts out of his 7 wins.
Frunza is a calculated striker. I really love his style. Being patient, but aggressive at the same time. That's kind of how Canelo, the boxer, fights. Pushes forward, but pulls back, slips, counters, and answers. And that's what Daniel Frunza does. He is an animal, and he can defend the takedown.
Here is a look at the rest of tonight's card. We've got some great action, co-main event. Eagle County's own Hayward Charles, a veteran 33 professional fights, taking on the surging Kyrgyzstan prospect Multibek Oralbay. Lots of international fighters here in Vail. 7 countries are represented in the resort ski town tonight. Gil, what fights got you excited?
Well, I'm looking at the featherweight action. We have Isaac Thompson versus AJ Robb. AJ Robb, a fantastic grappler wrestler, actually flown now by Patchy Mix to go to Vegas and training with some high-level competition has given confidence. Isaac Thompson has moved from Australia to America the last 3 years, has been spending it with Alpha Male in Sacramento, improving his whole, which is wrestling, non-stop wrestling, a jiu-jitsu pedigree, a beautiful striking pedigree, and can wrestle now. Both these guys are exciting and want and need the win.
Heck yeah, what a featured fight here at LFA number 170, the final prelim of the evening from the Dobson Arena in downtown Vail. Got some snow here last night. That was new for you, wasn't it, Gil?
It barely was for me, but it was beautiful. Had my first snowball fight, and I wasn't ready for it. You hit me in the side of the head, Ron.
Yeah, I apologize, but not really. We move to the bantamweight division and a matchup between Carlos Rivera and Hondo Gutierrez. The tail of the tape powered by the town of Vail. Rivera is 27, Gutierrez 5 years younger. Rivera is an inch taller, slightly longer in the reach department, and weighed in heavy, so he will forfeit a percentage of his purse to Gutierrez. Once again, for the official fighter introductions, here's the man, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA Bantamweight division, brought to you tonight by the stunning town of Vail. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5'9", weight in 135.6 pounds. He holds a professional record, 1 win, 0 defeats. That win coming by way of submission. Representing Fit NHB, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Hondo Gutierrez. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 5'10", weight in 137.4 pounds. He holds a professional record, 1 win, 0 defeats. That win coming by way of knockout. Representing Victory MMA and Kraken BJJ, fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, Carlos Rivera. Your referee in charge of the action, Joel Ojeda.
I've been giving you instructions. Protect yourselves at all times and obey my commands. If you want to touch gloves, touch now. God bless and let's do this.
Action in the LFA bantamweight division. Hondo Gutierrez from Albuquerque, New Mexico, comes in with a 1-0 record. He's got the blue tape. And Carlos Rivera, originally from Vail, but now fighting out of Colorado Springs. He's got the red tape, and there is no feeling out process going on here, Gil. Coming out firing, Rivera, nice uppercut.
Both these guys exchanging, just getting at it. Gutierrez with the body lock, Rivera with the guillotine.
Slick transition to the guillotine attempt.
Gutierrez trying to pass. We don't want to pass to that side. Gutierrez, that is not the right side to pass to, but maybe needs to pull his head out. Pulling his head out.
Oh, he is struggling to get it out. He is that choke is very tight.
Huge moment for both Rivera and Gutierrez. Rivera working for that finish. Looks like he might be easing up. You can't squeeze the whole round. You have to pace yourself. An adjustment. Squeezing again. Another adjustment. Ooh, that's deep. Gutierrez hanging tough. Needs to pull his head out.
Actually, Rivera's got the choke going, and it's Gutierrez.
Yeah, Gutierrez trying to escape
Trying to get out, yep.
Trying to pull his head out. Gutierrez is freeing his head. He's out.
He's out.
And into the mount position is Gutierrez.
Nice opportunity as he mounts up and delivers a bomb. Plants Rivera back.
Gutierrez with an arm triangle of his
Oh
own.
my.
Back to the mount position.
Gutierrez has submission win as a pro. Rivera a couple submission wins as an amateur.
Huge.
Oh, wow.
Again.
What an escape from Carlos Rivera inside the guard of Hondo Gutierrez.
Well, what an escape from Gutierrez on the guillotine and Rivera from the back. These guys are scrapping, very beautiful jiu-jitsu transitions, and just the will not to give up.
And now Rivera back into the guard, and Gutierrez attacking the arm. Now goes for the ankle and the leg. Incredible action here in this opening round.
Great position for Gutierrez, but Rivera trying to go back to that guillotine choke, and has a very strong guillotine choke. Though he didn't get the finish, he had the endurance to keep pursuing it. But Gutierrez doing a great job of finding the mount while escaping and attacking the arm triangle of his own.
Ron Kruk, I'm sorry, Gil.
Go for it.
Ron Kruk and Gilbert Melendez with you. We are glad you could be a part of LFA 170 on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you are following the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting.
Gutierrez doing a great job of being in this half guard, looking to pass and attacking that head and arm triangle at the same time. He can use his head and arm triangle to submit him, also to hold it and to hold the right arm so he can pursue to the mount. He's looking to go to the side mount, but Rivera can always get back to that close guard, does a wonderful job of resetting.
Carlos Rivera very comfortable on his back. Brown belt in BJJ, took first place in a grappling tournament just back in July. He knows what he's doing on the ground, no doubt about it.
Both these individuals do. They are going for submissions. They are taking risks. Even they're going for submission over position, and that is very courageous. You know, sometimes I want to hold the position, but these guys are going at it. They must be confident in their cardio, and man, they are scrapping.
Elevation shouldn't be an issue for these two. Carlos Rivera, originally from Vail, now training down in Colorado Springs, and Hondo Gutierrez with the FIT NHB team in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I love the juggle between the guillotine and the arm triangle, right? Every time he goes for the guillotine, Gutierrez is going for the arm triangle. And then you can see Rivera try to regroup in the guard with the guillotine choke.
And an opportunity on Rivera's back. Rivera getting a few shots through.
Yeah, Gutierrez with the second chance here now. Will Rivera end up on top again? Short time, though.
Time of winding down. There is the horn. Great action here in the LFA Bantamweight division. 2 1-0 prospects putting on a show tonight. Let's check out their handiwork.
Right out the gate, both these individuals
No doubt.
trading big punches, landing big punches. Big overhand right for Rivera. Gutierrez obliges, goes for the takedown. Rivera likes that front headlock, goes into the guillotine and squeezes and squeezes. Gutierrez finds a way out, takes the back of Rivera, and Rivera slips out as well and ends up on top. Back and forth grappling exchanges, back and forth exchanges on their feet. Very competitive first round. Honestly, Ron, I don't know how to score it.
I was going to put you on the spot.
Man,
extremely close.
Yeah, Rivera had that quick arm bar. Gutierrez with the arm triangle back take, but the guillotine, man, this is a very good. I'm going to say that was a tie. I don't give too many of those, but I'm going to give that one a tie.
I like it. I like it. You saw a shot there of head coach Gilbert Smith from the Victory MMA team in Colorado Springs. Carlos Rivera has been training with him for several years now, coming off a successful pro debut in April. Rivera going for his 6th win in a row tonight, when you include his amateur career. And these two come out firing again.
They are firing. Rivera starts his combination with a huge head kick. Gutierrez swings and goes for a flying knee. Both guys chucking big overhands, big punches, toe-to-toe here.
Beautiful toe-to-toe action, well said. I don't think that Hondo Gutierrez wants to be up against that cage wall, but now we go to the ground, and again, Gutierrez attacking the neck of Carlos Rivera.
Actually, this is a switch here. We had Rivera attacking the guillotine in the first round. Now Gutierrez
Exactly.
Rivera pulls his head out, now on top, and just
hammer fist
unloading.
coming down. Some powerful shots from Carlos Rivera.
Rivera really has his foot on the gas right now, really pushing the pace, testing his opponent, just really telling Gutierrez, let's see who gets tired first. Gutierrez with the armbar attempt. Rivera pulls it out, starts slamming some punches. Very good job of Rivera to land ground and pound, but be aware of the submissions. Grounding and pounding and pursuing his jiu-jitsu at the same time. Half guard. Gutierrez with the half guard sweep. Or did Rivera lure him into the guillotine choke again?
Could be. That is a serious possibility. On the neck. You are getting your money's worth here on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you get over to UFC Fight Pass after this final prelim for the entire main LFA 170 card tonight.
Again, Rivera doing a fantastic. Oh, he
tapped
gets it!
He tapped! Carlos Rivera, walk-off submission!
Man, Ron, that was impressive. I was just about to say how Rivera keeps that submission alive, continuing to pursue that choke. It looked like Gutierrez was going to mount, and still he kept it alive, managing to put Gutierrez back in his guard and keep making adjustments and finish that guillotine choke. He was set on finishing that choke.
Absolutely, he was. Big submission victory for the brown belt in BJJ, 27 years old, Carlos Rivera. This is his fourth straight finish. He went 4-2 as an amateur, won an amateur title. Let's take a look at the action here in the second round, Gil.
Yeah, Rivera immediately pushing the pressure, trying to land a big kick. Gutierrez tries to fly a knee. They're exchanging. Rivera eventually level changes, goes for the takedown, stays on top, and continues to pursue this guillotine choke. At times he was mounted, but kept the choke alive, putting his opponent Gutierrez back in the guard, and eventually finds the right spot, was committed to the choke, and finished it. Beautiful job by Rivera for really believing in his submission and sticking to it.
Carlos Rivera will remain undefeated, gets a win in his LFA debut. Let's get the official time. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Joel Ojeda, calls a stop to this fight. 1 minute, 57 seconds into the second round, declaring the winner by tap out of the guillotine choke, Carlos Rivera.
That's how you make an LFA debut. First win in the promotion. Carlos Rivera remains unbeaten, improves to 2-0, his fourth straight finish. There he is with head coach Gilbert Smith, the Victory MMA and the Kraken BJJ team. Keep an eye on this kid, Gil. Carlos Rivera, he put on a show tonight.
I was about to say the same thing, Ron. Keep an eye on this kid, Carlos. He comes to fight. I enjoyed that performance very well, and he really just put it out there today. Great performance.
Well, I guarantee you will enjoy the main card here in Vail, Colorado. LFA 170. The main card starts at the top of the hour. The main event, welterweight matchup between Colorado's Harris Talunzik and originally from Romania, now fighting out of Florida, Daniel Frunza. Get over to UFCFightPass.com now. Sign up. You will not regret it. For my broadcast partners, Mike Kendall and Gilbert Melendez, I'm Ron Kruk. We'll see you over on UFC Fight Pass.